opening.
All right, we're off to a decent start. But now we gotta crew up, build our elite squad so I can get my son back.
And that's exactly what we'll do. It's draft day.
Did it work?
And then some. You won't be needing those heels anymore.
Peggy? Wow.
I'd call this an absolute success.
Hey, Aaron.
Chocolate mousse.
I can't talk too long. I gotta poo.
This Organized Chaos podcast is brought to you by JEMS Art Studio. JEMS Art Studio is an online store that allows access to prints that you can use for most anything, obviously as just a picture, or as a wallpaper, or as a bookmark, or anything you can think of. You can find JEMS Art Studio at etsy.com/shop/JEMS Art Studio. This podcast is also brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you. I saw Space Jam, and I can't physically take it from my mind, so I have to vent about it. So that's gonna be part of this podcast. It's in there, so now I have to share. I'm sorry, but it's a thing.
I missed out on it. I was busy watching The Fanatic, which we will be getting into as well today.
I saw that
on
one too,
podcast.
and I want to add that you didn't miss out on anything with Space Jam.
So by the trailer.
And we had the first episode of What If. Interesting ideas on that one. But yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Should we dive right into Space Jam?
Oh, you can, and I'll just, chime in.
God damn, fuck this. Oh my god. This movie just needs to burn in the fiery dump heaps of history. As you can tell, I didn't like it. It wasn't good. I have negative feelings towards this terrible, terrible movie. I don't have particularly fond memories of the first one. I remember enjoying it when I first saw it. I was probably 15, so obviously, I was of the age where I think I'm old, but I'm actually still a kid. I remember thinking it was fine at the time.
Well, I also remember going to see the first one when it came out, too, mostly just because Michael Jordan and Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, that was a big selling point. And okay, fine.
Yeah, and that's a great selling point, and I could see where they tried to go this route with it, but I don't know, in my opinion, too, and I'm not much of a basketball fan, but it does kind of break down to why Jordan will always be better.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, if we're going to break it down to that aspect, I'm not a huge basketball fan, but no, I'm not even going to go there because I'm not a big enough basketball fan to even compete.
Yeah,
but
I can tell you, do you know about it is that the game that was played when Jordan was in is different than the game that is played today.
Yeah, and Jordan,
a lot of the big guys of today wouldn't be able to hang with the guys from then because they were a bit more aggressive and they let a little bit more fly. Now somebody gets carried off the court when they have a calf cramp.
Well, that's the thing, though. Back in the day, as not being a basketball fan, Jordan was, insanely popular. Yes. I was bombarded with Jordan. As someone who didn't watch basketball, I could tell you exactly who Michael Jordan was, what he looks like, what his voice is. I could tell you all types of things about Michael Jordan. And outside of, random clips, I've never sat down and watched a Michael Jordan basketball game.
No. I mean, I've seen clips, never a full game.
Yeah. But he's, omnipresent. The sport, almost impossible to bring up the sport and not Michael Jordan. So,
yeah.
Anyways, they did the Space Jam movie, and I'm going to go over a brief synopsis based on what I can remember. 20-year-old memory. I'm going to get stuff wrong. But if memory serves, aliens invade the Looney Tunes, and they're little itty-bitty short aliens. So the Looney Tunes say, you can't take us over until you give us a chance to play a game. And the aliens are they trick the aliens in some weird way to get them to agree to this. I don't remember what. Actually, wasn't there something taped into a book?
Yeah, Bugs wrote on a page that was taped into a book, and he handed it to them with said marker in hand.
All right.
In true Bugs fashion.
That sounds like a Looney Tunes way to do it. So anyways, the little short aliens get challenged to a basketball game by Looney Tunes. Makes sense. Until the aliens absorb the essence of the best current basketball players. And then they just become these beasts on the court.
Yeah.
So the Looney Tunes recruit Michael Jordan, because I actually did think this was clever. They wove real life into it a bit, because this is during the time period where Michael Jordan actually went into his baseball phase. So the aliens didn't go after him. If I remember correctly, that's exactly what was going on. So they were able to get...
Yeah, they didn't know.
Arguably...
He didn't play basketball.
Yeah, they were able to get arguably, maybe even inarguably, the best basketball player ever on their team, because he wasn't playing basketball at that moment.
Yeah.
And yeah, the game is just set up around that. Michael Jordan's not a great actor. You know, he does his thing. He's not an actor at all, but it's fine. Jordan. I remember at the time enjoying it. I don't remember it particularly well. Like, it does the mixture of animation and live action. The gold standard of that is always going to be Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But I don't recall this being particularly bad. Oh my god, no technical errors at all. As an audience member, yeah, my battery just died. So, this is a learning experience for me. I want to thank Bobby Corrs for being patient. Pure skill here. I'm testing everybody. Anyways, we're talking about the new Space Jam.
Yes, you had just left off with the synopsis of the first one.
Okay, and did I get anywhere in the second one yet? I don't think so.
You started to talk about the plot of it, and that is where your battery died.
Yay! Okay, so let's it starts off and we see LeBron James as a kid. He is he's playing. Oh my god, he's on the basketball court in Akron, I believe, because he's from Ohio. Yay, Ohio represent! But fuck this movie. Anyways, he's a kid. He's playing Akron. A kid hands him a Playboy, and what does he do? He turns on the Playboy, and you can kind of see it here. He starts playing a Bugs Bunny game, and he's told he's not allowed to play it. He needs to focus on basketball. But he has such fond memories of playing those Bugs Bunny games. I can tell you want to say something, because I do too.
Did they refer to it in film as a Playboy?
Did I say Playboy?
You did.
It's a Game Boy.
Okay.
That's me.
Okay.
Freudian slip. Okay.
Because I was going to say, okay. First problem.
No, this episode's going perfectly. Listen.
And for keeping, the magazine industry, still flourishing.
Listen, a key point of this is that child LeBron James is addicted to Playboys with Bugs Bunny in them, okay?
All right. Hey, DC's doing daring new things. Why not the Looney Tunes?
This movie just got so much better, okay?
What? I'd pay for the IMAX experience for that.
Oh. Anyways, he's playing Bugs Bunny on Game Boy. My original point was simply the Bugs Bunny games are fucking awful. And this game's hinged on the idea that he has fond memories of playing these fucking Bugs Bunny games on Game Boy, on Playboy. Why not?
Those are some impressive graphics for that Game Boy. I don't remember them being that good or
that's
pixelated.
Good, and it's in color. And that's clearly an old school Game Boy he's holding.
But I thought the color was like the this one.
Yeah, the color one.
Or no, Game Boy Color, yeah.
Yeah, I think there might have been one that kind of was shaped like that, but was a lot thinner. Of course, those might have just been Game Boys that just looked sleeker before Game Boy Color came out. Yeah, I think you're right. I think the Game Boy Color was actually a two-hander. Well,
yeah.
But yeah, it was longer than it was taller.
More like a console controller.
Yes, I believe you're right. Anyways,
We're
LeBron.
also showing rage by talking about the Game Boys.
Oh my god! And this thing already got completely diverted because now LeBron we're talking about young LeBron James addicted to his Playboys.
Yeah.
As a young man.
He sounds like a typical kid from Akron.
It would be more believable than him being super addicted to these Bugs Bunny games. But he's told he can't. He is told he can't play those games. He needs to focus on basketball. Those games are meaningless. And I think he was saved because those games are awful. I mean, at least play Super Mario Land. What are you doing? Metroid 2 was great. Legend of Zelda: Link to a Past. Great game. Bugs Bunny,
Well, I mean,
what are you doing with your life?
You already said it was going to be a great game by saying The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
It's enough said right there.
Anyways,
They're all great.
he grows up, and, obviously he becomes LeBron James, and we catch up with his family. Do we catch up with his family, or do we get Don Cheadle first? Anyways, we're going to go with the family first, then we'll get to Don Cheadle.
The War Machine?
Yeah. Don Cheadle is in this, and he does a great job because he's Don Cheadle. He's a great actor.
Well, yeah.
But this movie doesn't deserve him at all.
Okay.
Anyways, so his son is actually a game programmer, and he's making this new basketball video game, but obviously LeBron's like, no, you can't do that, son. You need to focus on other things. You shouldn't focus on, I think he makes a big deal about how the kids need to play basketball seriously or something like that. And he has his own private court because he's LeBron James. Probably one of the most believable things in the movie. Anyways, by the way, he has his whole family in this, and they're all played by actors. I'm not sure how they feel about that. He gets to play himself, but his whole family's just actors now.
I'm almost sure Michaels were actors too.
Do we really see his family though?
Yeah, when Bugs and Daffy go to his house to go get his North Carolina shorts.
Yes. That does seem familiar. But that's like a brief role. Like
Yeah, the kids like fight the dog for it, and they go, "Here you are, Bugs," and they just hand it to him, no questions asked. But
a thing here is that his wife is a pretty big part of the movie, and his son is a huge part of this movie. Like, massive. Anyways, then we meet up with Don Cheadle, and he is the master of the serververse. And every time he says that, I'm thinking Snyderverse, because that's all I see anymore.
The serververse?
Yes, the serververse.
Okay.
He is the algorithm that created all Warner Brothers properties. And he thinks LeBron James, he's like King James. He's looking him up. He's like, he has so many social media followers. I need to figure out how to take over this guy's space in social media. Okay, whatever. I'm sure I got a pick of them. But okay, there's so many problems. Number one, he's played by Don Cheadle. An actor who is way overqualified for this fucking movie.
That's amazing, though.
Yeah, and oh my god, it's tough to even put into words. He's going after LeBron James's social media apparently because he's King James. I forgot where I was going with that. I'm sure I'll get to it, though. Anyways, so he comes up to try to loop LeBron James in. He comes up with this app for LeBron James. Oh, yes, I want to talk about his name. He's an algorithm. So you'd think he just goes by Al, right? Because that makes sense, So just call him Al.
Yeah.
There's even a song. You can call me Al. No.
Featuring Chevy Chase.
No.
I think he sung that.
Yeah, it's performed by Chevy Chase, and I don't remember if there's another guy involved with that or not.
I think it's like, I think his name is Garfunkel or something.
Yeah, Garfunkel, yeah. Anyways, he goes by the name Al G Rhythm, and they say that name a lot. And it is no better every time they say it. It's like the stupidest name they could have come up with for it. It's like, just call him Al, and he's an algorithm.
Do they say the full thing?
Yes.
A Tribe Called Quest?
Yeah, they say it the full thing like almost all the time. I don't even recall if they ever actually just call him Al. I think they call him Al G Rhythm like almost the entire movie. It is
Algae.
so fucking stupid. Anyways, he sets up this this. I have actually the video for it, but he sets up this program for LeBron James. So they call LeBron James into Warner Brothers Studios, say, "Hey, we have this new project for you," and it's essentially just LeBron James put into a whole bunch of Warner Brothers properties. Like they put him into Game of Thrones, they put him into Harry Potter. I think it's a superhero thing, probably Batman. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Batman. But they just put LeBron James computer animated into a whole bunch of fucking Warner Brothers properties.
Is there an actual clip of him in Game of Thrones, and which scene?
Well, it's not actually. That's the thing. It's all computer animated. So, like, it's. I think I want to say you see him riding a dragon. I want to say for a few seconds. Yeah, no, it's not like this movie incorporates. We'll even get to like probably the worst bit of it, but incorporates a whole bunch of stuff kind of intended for adults into this kids movie, which is totally crazy.
Well, Warner Brothers cartoons and Looney Tunes have always kind of done that line a little bit more riskier than, well, I wouldn't say it riskier, but about as risky as Disney.
Well, that's the thing. This isn't even risky. It's just, we'll get to it, but it's just name dropping. It's literally just, this is a thing that exists. And then we get to LeBron James's reaction when he read this script.
Are you food?
No. We're getting to that later. No. I think you recognize it.
Instantly.
Yes. Here we go.
This idea is just straight up bad. That algorithm
It covered up.
busted.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Technical problems. Here we go.
It's covered by that Cheetle suit.
Yes. This is...
Busted?
It's among the worst ideas I've ever heard. Top 5, easy.
So, that was LeBron James. After he read the script...
This idea is just straight up bad. That algorithm is busted.
Busted?
It's among the worst ideas I've ever heard. Top 5, easily.
Anyways, that was him reading the Space Jam script. No, that was him with this algorithm idea. It's, yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, that was rough.
So, there's like 20 minutes of, algorithm kidnaps LeBron James and his son. And he takes LeBron James's son, and he's like, "Hey, you're great. We should play your game." And then he challenges LeBron James to a game of basketball, which his son's game is kind of based on. It's like a weird basketball variant. It's not exactly clear to me how it's different from basketball, but it is, and we'll get to that later. Oh boy.
Okay.
Anyways, so they're kidnapping the serververse. And it's not clear to the son, but Don Cheadle says, "Hey, you need to play me this game of basketball, otherwise I'm going to take your son forever, and I'm going to delete the entire Warner Brothers archive."
Whoa.
So he's got, well, it's not actually basketball, it's his son game, but he's going to play this basketball, in quotes. And then his son, as part of the game, has incorporated this thing where you can copy moves from players. So the algorithm uses this to copy the moves of all the best basketball players and make his own basketball players. We're cutting a little bit ahead, because for like 20 minutes after this happens, LeBron James has to recruit his team from the Warner Brothers archives. Notice I haven't gone to Bugs Bunny yet, right?
No, I'm. You got me actually thinking now. If Mo, Larry, Curly, and Shemp and Joe were Warner Brothers property or not.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, but they dodged this one. If they were, they'd probably force them in here, because they force so much shit in here. But so like while he's recruiting, he's animated, and I think the first person he comes across is Bugs Bunny, something like that. He just comes across Bugs Bunny. And he's animated, so they don't have to do the thing where they're mixing live action with animation. which
Yeah.
is super fucking lazy.
Yeah, it is.
So, for like 20 minutes, he's animated. He's gonna put together his best team from Warner Brothers properties. So he's putting together. He's got a chalkboard. He's writing down his picks for the team, and it's like logical actually, because he's like, okay, Warner Brothers. So my team's gonna have Superman, Batman, fucking King Kong, Wonder Woman. It's like, yeah, that's who you go for.
Yeah.
So he goes to recruit these people, and he finds Batman, I want to say, except it's actually Daffy Duck. And then after he meets up with him, then the actual Justice League shows up. It's the animated universe Justice League. They pop up. And instead of saying, hey, I'm looking for you guys, they run away. So, anyways, he has all these great ideas. He meets the people he actually needs to recruit, but instead he just ends up with the Looney Tunes. It just happens. And they're all scattered throughout. Like, Granny is in the Matrix because I think Matrix parodies, that's a common thing now, right? Like, everybody does Matrix parodies now. That's not like 20 years ago, right?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
This movie brings back the Matrix parodies because we weren't burnt out on them. We're good now. We're good.
I mean, there's been the resurgence with, the red pill, blue pill, whole... Yeah.
That seems legit. So he just recruits his team. Oh my god. So it's all the Warner Brothers characters, obviously. The internet blew up over Lola Bunny. Oh my god, she's not hypersexualized.
Well, I mean, that's kind of good because that's...
Yeah.
Why.
I mean, the fact that they got so upset about tells me, yeah, that was the right move. What are you guys doing to Lola Bunny?
Like, why?
What the fuck?
Does a cartoon female rabbit need to be sexualized?
Yeah.
Like, why?
But, yes. So, anyways, they get to the actual game, and it's like his son's game. So it's like basketball, but it's not. It's him and the Looney Tunes versus these abominations made by Algorithm. And, like, I believe LeBron might get, like, a couple scores off immediately with his team. But then all of a sudden, like, the other team gets a score. And then it's worth, like, 200 points because of style points. Which is, just the writer's easy way to just fuck with the scoreboard however they want. Meaning points mean nothing in this game.
Yeah.
By the way, we're like an hour and 10 minutes into it.
Oh, wow.
This is,
Wow.
I believe, like the
Hour and
original.
10?
The original was like
Hour and 10 to play basketball?
Yeah, I believe the original movie was 90 minutes. This one, I believe, is about 10 hours long.
It's the Snyder cut.
Yeah, fuck.
All right.
I wish it went that quickly.
Jesus.
This is a rough one. Anyways, so anybody who's looking at their phone, Algorithm's able to kidnap them and put them into this universe so they can be the fans on the Toons side. And then for the fans on his side, he just brings a whole bunch of people from the Warner serververse. Which is interesting.
So pretty much the community.
Yeah. So, like, we have regular people rooting for LeBron James and the Toons, and then all these Warner Brothers characters rooting for Algorithm. But part of the threat is that he's going to delete all these characters. So won't everybody be rooting for LeBron James in this? I'm really confused.
Yeah.
Anyways, the best player on Don Cheadle's team is the son, who pretty much hacks himself to be a super player because he made the game and kind of whatever. This is one of those situations where, like, if LeBron could just sit down with his son for, like, 2 seconds, he would switch sides, which I believe does happen fairly late in the movie. I believe about 5 hours into the game, this actually happens. Oh, yes, but we need to talk about who's on the sidelines of the serververse. We get, I think we see a little bit in the Don Cheadle pick. Let me bring that up. Okay, so we can see... I believe maybe that's, I don't know who the blonde-haired pigtail is. But like right behind Don
I'm gonna
Cheadle,
say probably like a fairy tale character, maybe
Probably.
Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland is what I thought.
but right behind him in the robe, you can kind of see generic Mr. Freeze from Batman Robin. Also over
Vaguely,
his shoulder, we have generic Mask. Next to him, we have generic Penguin from Batman in the 60s.
Burgess Meredith
Yes,
Penguin.
yes, absolutely.
And right next to him is Tim Curry from Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Is that supposed to be Tim Curry?
I don't know. That's
That just
what it
looks
looks
like
like.
generic. I can't tell.
Maybe Liza Minnelli.
Maybe. Oh yeah, when they're going throughout like all this stuff, like I brought up the Matrix, they also go to fucking Casablanca because that's something kids really know and love nowadays.
What?
Yeah. They go to Nick's bar.
If anything, they probably know the "Here's looking at you, kid" line from cartoons.
Oh, they're not even referencing that. They're not. But I want to get to the most interesting characters they decide to drop in here. Because, yeah. So we have all these generic... I mean, there are cosplayers that look better than these generic versions they put in here. But let's get to the really interesting ones I saw. I was like, what the fuck are they doing there? Ready?
You know, just this still, real quick. Oh, I love it.
What were you about to say before I dropped that?
I was just gonna say, you know, they honestly, from that last shot, they did look like cardboard standees.
Yeah. Well, in the movie, they have actual people, but they look bad. Yeah. Now,
None of his droops were blonde.
for the people who are listening, in a children's movie, just compute that one. Because what the fuck are they doing?
Is that middle one supposed to be Alex?
Fuck, sure, why not?
Oh.
This is... I don't begin to understand why. I know...
What?
Yeah, well, I always felt like Space Jam, the original, needs some more rape gangs in it, so we're gonna go ahead and drop it in this one.
A little bit of the ultra violence. They needed to go to the Corova milk bar afterwards.
Yes, well, you know, I believe Stanley Kubrick should do a Space Jam movie. The fact that he didn't is the biggest regret of in filmmaking history.
Yeah, even more than Eyes Wide Shut.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done Eyes Wide Shut. Just do Space Jam.
Yeah, I think they came out the same year.
Oh my, they might have been close. Shit.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that is the craziest thing in this movie. Honestly, all I have to say is, at this point, they obviously win. They get the style points. They win the game. What? Oh, we do need to get to something before I wrap this up, because it's a big part. Oh my god. So, early in the movie, it's established there's a game glitch. Where if you do a certain move, the player will get deleted. Like, you'll make the shot, but the player will get deleted. LeBron James says, I will do this move because I'm a real person and it shouldn't affect me. And they're like, but you don't know that. And he's like, well, we got to risk it because we got to win. This is like they're down 2 points because they figure out the style point thing. Because they're Looney Tunes, they can do the style. Anyways, so before LeBron James can actually do this shot, Bugs Bunny does it. And Bugs Bunny gets deleted. And he gets a big, dramatic death scene. They go all in on this. I am 100% serious. Bugs Bunny dies in this movie. And you're shaking your head.
Yeah.
No, it goes all in on it. It's like super serious. It's super sad. Like, I think LeBron James is like cradling him as he dies. And then he like fades off into like gold glitter or some shit. Super dramatic death for Bugs Bunny. Then we cut to the epilogue of the movie. LeBron James is dropping off his son to a game programming camp or something like that. And then suddenly Bugs Bunny is just there in the real world. And he's like, you can't delete me. Frozen?
Oh, there we are. We're good.
Okay. But anyways, Bugs Bunny pops up in the real world. He says, hey, I'm in the real world. You can't delete me. And then LeBron and Bugs Bunny walk off to a distance. Fuck this movie so fucking hard.
Oh.
I mean, the very fact that it went to a death scene, and we knew it wasn't going to be an actual death, but they went all fucking in on this thing. And then it's just nothing, which we assumed it would be as an audience, but come fucking on. If you're going to milk it, do something with it. Holy shit.
Commit to it, man.
There is no point to it. Just like the movie. That death scene is this fucking movie in a nutshell. There is no fucking point to it. We're just milking something, okay?
Why not have Buster show up?
Yeah, this movie just needs to die. I hate it.
Oh, God, I'm happy I passed on that one.
Fucking hell.
Oh.
I assure you, me covering it went a lot faster than watching it.
I'm using a microphone.
I want to go ahead and add some audio credits at the end here. The theme music you're hearing at the beginning and end of this podcast was written and performed by George Johnson, a very good friend of mine. And my current Patreons are Fel Martins, David Lara, and Lindsay Pankhurst. If you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and follow the link down below. Anything you can provide would be incredibly helpful to this channel. We're barely limping by right now. I'd love to make this my full-time job. I'm miles away from